Um, this is Hannah Klein, and welcome to Hannah Klein's Time. Um, please um, download my podcast, and yes, I would like to increase my followers. So please follow my podcast as well. But I have this thing in my mind since January 3rd, 2025, when people are celebrating the new year. Biden destroyed uh, all this pleasure of the new year. And what he did was to trash Nippon Steel, the best Japanese corporation. And U.S. Steel actually, CEO David B. Barrett, you know what? He's the president of U.S. Steel, the best, oldest, and the best steel company. And why we have to form alliance within the corporation. It is not something like purchasing, Japan purchasing the U.S. corporation with their from their wallet or something. This is something very serious. But Biden, Harris, and actually the ambassador of Japan to Japan, Rahm Emmanuel, all trashed Nippon Steel. Like, well, it's some kind of company and we don't care, but we will keep U.S. Japan alliance. This is very rude. And you know what David Barrett said? Yeah, President Biden's action today is shameful and corrupt. It's so true. I am so sorry, but I have to tell this. And I am so angry because Nippon Steel is the corporation that has contributed to Japan for such a long time. It is the oldest steel company, and also it has contributed to disaster reliefs during the Great East Earthquake. You know what? My friend was actually in a disaster of tsunami, and he was in the factory, and the entire company was washed away, and he was on the top floor, and he was not affected because of the strong structure of the factory. So he just had some kind of like conversation with his coworkers for days until the rescuers came. But anyways, these people, like, I'm just so disgusted with the Democrats and of the attitude, their attitude of what? Unionizing everything. Like, unions. What does it mean? You know what? Corporations hire people. And Nippon Steel is one of the companies that offer very good working condition for people and provide healthcare benefits. You know what? Japanese corporations have to think of that for U.S. workers. And why do these people, Democrats want to be in the way of the private corporations in the first place? You know what? The government is something doing so overwhelming against the private companies between Nippon Steel and US Steel. And I am just so disgusted and angry, actually. And what does it mean by, the Rahm Emmanuel said, I don't care about Nippon Steel. It's just a corporation. What does it mean? You know what? He doesn't know how the country is supposed to be run. The late Prime Minister Abe, and actually I am disappointed at Japan's attitude as well. What does that economic minister say, huh? Oh, well, I'm not going to say anything about this. Huh. Well, I really think that the late Prime Minister Abe is very much missed. And actually, we are fortunate that the late Prime Minister's wife, Akie Abe, you know what? She is around doing a lot of things, activities with people. And by the way, we're just gonna forget about this, people who trashed Nippon Steel on January 20th. And I believe that, as Melania Trump requested, she and President-elect Trump should be invited as the state guest. And Japan should be hosting with the royal family, meaning the imperial family. I don't understand this Prime Minister Ishiba's attitude towards China. I don't know what he's doing. Like he's like shaking hands with Xi Jinping. Well, he thinks that he's smart, but actually, Xi Jinping is outsmarting him right now, and also One Eat as well. These two are evil people. And what is China doing right now? The nation is colonizing the entire area. And what their desire is to what? Unite. It's not really reunite, as Gordon Chan says. It's uniting. You know what? It's taking over. They're going to steal Taiwan. That's what they're planning. And what is the whole point of supporting and, well, like, you know what? Biden is really corrupt because the world top to 10th steel companies are all dominated by China. And why Nippon Steel wants to shake hands with US Steel? It's because Nippon Steel and US Steel together can be the top third. And Biden just destroyed it. So we're going to just forget about him. You know what? We're going to forget about him because he lost the election. He lost. Not just Harris. I'm sorry, but I just wanted Trump to be the president very much. And I have hated Harris's policy towards corporation for a long time in any ways. I never supported her in that manner. You know what? I don't dehumanize person, but you know what? Because it's rude, but she does not know how the corporations are run. And I am just disappointed. And comparing that, I really support Nikki Haley at that point. Really. I really like her. And actually, Dr. Allmert, well, you know what? He's apart from this, my opinion. but Joseph is actually in South Carolina. You know what? He was the advisor to the prime minister um, of Israel during the Desert Storm. Uh, the Bush father era. Anyways, but anyway, you know what? He has nothing to do with the Nippon Steel or U.S. Steel, but but China is causing a lot of problems with uh, Israel as well because of their investments towards port area and public sectors. And I don't understand why Blinken and Biden administration doesn't care about the drone issues, because US if US bases are all checked around by Chinese drones, what's going to happen? It's so dangerous. You know what? These people are so careless, and I cannot believe that, you know what, the person who just drops the card, forgets what to say, becomes a president, and he is what? Yeah, I hope that in the next 4 years, President Trump and Melania Trump will be the first family, really. And the hostages will be released in any ways, diplomatically or by any means. And I was actually looking at John Ezzy's, post, but I did not want to mention him because he has been attacked by people as well, even though he is himself as half Palestinian. You know what? I'm really sorry for those people, who are attacked by strange, whatever, Hamas supporters, who dance around like, what? Like Hitler. Crazy. And you know what? They call me Zionist, evil, blah, blah, blah. So what? I don't care. But anyway, yeah, I have been so furious. And I got so furious just a few days ago when I saw a post of Rahm Emmanuel, the ambassador of U.S. to Japan, stating, about Nippon Steel, like, whatever. Yeah, I hope they do know what they are doing. And they are destroying both the United States and Japan. And what Biden did for the last 4 years, yeah, it's a disaster. I'm sorry to say this, but it's a total disaster. Not even good. But anyway, I hope that the next 4 years will be good. And by the way, a few days ago, until I was just writing on this on X and my other social media, but I had been attacked by jihadists so many times, by ISIS, harassed me because, I was American and I was talking with U.S. Army personnels, blah, 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 and goes on. And there have been fake accounts following me around, parody. It's not just parody. These people are evil. Like, those people who make fake accounts of the real personnels. You know what? Don't stalk me around that way. I really hate it. And I am not a person, I am very clear and open in mind. I am very optimistic. And I just cannot, I have been angry about this Nippon Steel and US Steel alliance being destroyed by a nation. You know what? The politicians are overusing their power to destroy a private corporation. Yeah, that's illegal. I am just so angry at the ambassador, stating that. I thought that he would recuse himself from just intervening the incident, but what he said was terrible, and he has been lecturing around about China and North Korea. You know what? We have more information, probably. Japan has more information about China, North Korea, and Russia than maybe, in a sense, the United States. Anyway, in other sense, I would say, especially about North Korea and China. And I'm not saying that Japan and the U.S. alliance is not important. It is a very important alliance. And actually, the Prime Minister Abe's family have built this alliance over decades, including Prime Minister Abe as himself. He loved Japan, as I wrote. He made Japan very proud, a very first-class nation. And then, after that, it's a disaster coming. And I don't know what to do with all these people, who just want to grab power and, stay in power. Could you resign? Huh? Prime Minister Ishiba, I hope he resigns. I'm sorry. This is not a harassment, but this is my opinion. But anyway, I hope the next 4 years will be peaceful and just no wars. And the hostages innocent Israeli people come back with dignity. And the war criminals are Hamas, okay? It's not IDF. They are acting according to the international law. And who is breaking the laws? It's actually UNRWA and Hamas, the United Nations. The United Nations is ignoring all the facts and trying to, it's not just anti-Semite, but you know what? They are the ones just ignoring the international law and somewhat trying to criticize Israel. And ICC, I am so pleased that ICC is sanctioned. Yeah, Senator John Fetterman is supporting it, and Representative Reggie Torres and many Republican Speaker Johnson. You know what? It's just so wonderful and great. Because how come ICC equates, that Karim Khan equated Hamas and Israel? Israel has been attacked by innocent Israelis, I have to say, attacked by Palestinian terrorists for decades and decades and decades. And you know how many cases I've seen? Yeah, they are lying. These Palestinian authorities are lying as if they were the victims. They are actually hurting Israeli people. They need to understand what they're doing. And they do not realize what they're doing. And actually, the Palestinian people like Basim, you know what, and uh, the Hamas's son of Hamas, you know what,